Hello everybody and welcome. Today on the Tipsy Tarot Instagram, I was like, I want to do a reading. I just want to do an open, what is Spirit saying today? Just a general, what's going on? What are people feeling? What are they thinking, And so I set up my little, a little reading table. As you can tell, I'm reading from bed, and that's what I'm gonna do. If you're wondering why, it's because I live in Los Angeles and I do not have the biggest room in the entire world, specifically because my bed takes up so much space, because I wanted a big bed. So since I don't have a really solid place to read, I invested in this little bed table that I could read from while I sat in bed. And that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, today is just gonna be a general, what does Spirit, God, Universe, Creator have to say? I'm already spilling cards everywhere. Apparently there are some messages that need to be heard for whoever is gonna be tuning in to this reading. So here's how I figured things would go. You know what I mean? I am going to channel. I am just gonna connect, and whatever comes to me, I'm gonna pull it, and I'm gonna just let you know. And I'm just gonna go through a few things. I'll probably do 2 or 3 specific ones to try to get enough, a good enough variety of messages that kind of help, hopefully enough people. I do want to say a little disclaimer. Again, this is a general reading that I'm trying to channel for whoever tunes in, right? So take what resonates with you, let the rest go. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where every single thing is going to be catered towards you. But if you want that, book me for a reading, get on my podcast. Something like that. You can either book me for a private reading, or you can get in line for the podcast and we'll try to fit you on, whatever you want. But until then, here's a little general reading for you to give you a little taste, a little variety. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't want anybody in the comments being like, well, that wasn't relevant to me. And today I am using a new deck that I actually just bought. And it is the Tarot of the New Vision. If you haven't heard of this deck, it is a traditional Rider-Waite deck, but all the cards are from a different perspective. So you actually can see what the traditional card is facing or looking at or turning away from, which I think is just a really neat little interpretation of the deck, because you get a little further insight, you get a little different idea. It kind of shifts the meaning slightly, or it adds some additional context and information. I really like it. The art is beautiful. Artwork is by Raul and Gianluca Cestero. If I just butchered that, I'm sorry. But I did my best. And then the deck itself, the author is Pietro Aigo, I don't know, but I did my best. I really like the art in this deck. I kind of want to do a full flip through at some point for my YouTube channel. Speaking of, I'm going to start making content that is exclusive for YouTube as well. Some more long form readings so you can get some really good juice. But on Instagram, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these short form readings, and I hope you enjoy them. But yeah, that's on that today. So if you are watching this, I invite you to join me for a deep breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. And just one more time. You want to get nice and relaxed to connect. Ooh, this deck has not been shuffling the best lately because I'm still breaking it in, but that was a really good one. Now, I want whoever's listening to think, what is going on with me? What do I need to hear right now? What is my urgent message, piece of advice from God, Spirit, Creator, Source, Universe, whomever? I channel direct to God, Source, Creator. So that's me. That's where these messages are going to be coming from today. But, all right, Source, God, Creator, what messages need to be brought to light today for those tuning in? What needs to be heard? What needs to be revealed? What? Let's get a few more cards going. What do the people need to know? What do they need to know? All right. All right, let's take a look at these three for now, and we'll pull some qualifying, some additional stuff. All right. First things first, we've got the Knave of Pentacles. All righty, let's take a look at that. All right, so we're actually seeing from behind this time, right? Which is kind of different, Now let's talk about Knave of Pentacles. We're talking about our time. Some of y'all are a little worried, right? You're worried about resources, finances, abundance. And here's the thing. You're worried about it even though you have started the path towards making big changes for yourself. You are either starting a new job, or you've started investing, or you've started your savings, but you're still feeling anxiety, right? You're like, ooh, I've been putting in these things and I want change and I want to feel secure. And that's great. That's great. You already went through your first journey to get to a point of being, ahead of the game. Really, if you weren't saving, if you didn't even have as little or as simple as a jar of change that you were keeping, this is for you. You know what I mean? Like, this is for the person who said, oh my gosh, I gotta start upping my financial game. This is for the person who said, all right, enough is enough, no more games. I gotta step it up, and I've really gotta pay attention to where I'm putting my money, what I'm investing in. This is for you, right? And here's what I'm gonna say to you. Stop with the stress, because stress begets stress. You know what I mean? Anxiety begets anxiety. So if you're feeling a certain type of way, you're just gonna keep feeling that way. So stop. I know it's easier said than done, and that's coming from Mr. Anxiety. Like, that's coming from Mr. Worrywart himself, me, William. I'm gonna confirm it. That's coming from me. So it's like, how is that fair? And I understand that. But the reason why is because High Priestess. And you're probably like, what does that mean? And that's because I'm telling you that you're finding that balance, right? You're finding what's appropriate for you. You are getting so much better at decision making and being willing to say no when you need to say no, and being willing to say yes when you feel like you deserve a little treat. We're seeing behind the High Priestess in this card, and we're seeing an owl. We're seeing something about wisdom, right? We're also seeing the pomegranate, which is actually the representation, right, of what, scholars believe was the actual fruit consumed by Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, from the tree of knowledge, from the tree of good and evil. And yeah, what I want to say to that is, like, if you're worried about balance and if you're worried about not doing enough, you've got to trust yourself. You got to trust yourself, okay? So if you're the one, if you are my Knave of Pentacles, if you're my Page of Pentacles, right, I'm talking to you, you got to start channeling your High Priestess, okay? You got to stop looking at the things that you think are causing you anxiety. You got to stop suffocating yourself with worry. And what I mean by that is, what I'm receiving and what I'm feeling called to say is, you are someone you're gonna focus on what is wrong, right? You're gonna keep putting it up in front of you from a control perspective. You're like, oh, I gotta keep dealing with it. I gotta keep trying to do my best. I gotta keep managing it right now. Stop, babe. Breathe. Take a second for yourself. You're not giving yourself enough credit in your decision-making ability and your maturity and your ability to handle this situation. You haven't even given yourself the time to see the benefits. And then on top of that, we're looking at King of Chalices, right? So what does that tell me? Okay, we are looking at, here's what I'm receiving. You're striving for the emotional side of security, right? You're like, oh, I think my emotional security is tied to abundance, right? That's what I'm getting from this, is right now you feel like you can't feel emotionally secure because you're worried about your resources, your finances, and that's valid. Let me say that to you first and foremost. Your feelings, they're valid, okay? That is a very real concern. And here's what I'm gonna ask you to do. Take a step back, rewind. Look around you, babe. We are in a very stressful time for everyone, And so I want you to step back and think to yourself, okay, is this happening? Is this lack of security happening to me because of something I've done or because of a choice I've made? Or is it because of the things happening? Honey, we're in a pandemic, right? Take a breather. Give yourself some credit because you're not doing it, babe. You're just not doing it. You're tying yourself down to these negative emotions. And you know, this was, I actually have to say, this was in reverse, which is why I'm talking about this. I flipped it over to show you the normal card, but that's why I'm seeing such a negative foundation in your emotions. And I know that the source is all your resources, but I'm telling you, you've got to trust yourself. You gotta trust yourself, and you gotta think about, okay, what choices do I have in front of me? And you gotta trust yourself to be able to make the right decision, the best decision for you, period, okay? So, if this reading resonated with you, if you know that you're like, ooh, that's me. Oh, I've been feeling, ooh, Will called me out. Tipsy Tarot called me out. Hey, I called you out because you're not giving yourself the credit. You're not giving yourself what you deserve. Stop that. Come on, beautiful, you're better than that. And then we can flip that king, right, of chalices, of cups, that emotional king, am I right? We can flip him right back up if we take a minute to believe in ourselves and our decision-making ability. And that's on period. What else needs to be brought to light? That kind of hit a little home for me too. I'm not gonna lie. Because clear message. I hear you. We'll get to it. For my other beautiful humans listening, we will get to the message they need to hear. Also, if you see I'm sweating in my humble Los Angeles home, mind your business. It's hot here. I live in a desert. All right, let's talk about this. Ooh, okay. 4 cards. Whoever I'm channeling for right now, whoa, okay. Quite the journey. Okay, babe. All right, let's talk about this. First and foremost, strength, honey. Whoever this is for, the person I'm looking at, you, my friend, right? You are really becoming your own champion. I want to be the first to say, if nobody has said it yet, I'm proud of you for that. There's a lot happening in the world right now, and you are learning to overcome those tough moments. Whatever's coming at you, you're handling it with grace. You're letting it down easy. You are not letting it consume you. I'm proud of you for that, because that, I think, is really about to play in the direction that we're going, because I'm looking at this narrative and it makes sense. I just want to say with this strength card too, with the new perspective, seeing it from behind, I do just want to remind you, there are sometimes things that might try to catch you off guard. Don't hold on to the things that you've already handled. If you've got something taken care of, let it go. Release it, let it out. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna get caught off guard by the snake that's coming behind you. You see that? Strength is like, all right, I've already got the lion taken care of. But what about the snake coming up to sneak behind you? Have you thought about that? No, because you still hold on to the thing you already handled. Hey, I'm proud of you. Tell yourself you're proud of yourself and move on, right? Because what I'm seeing is 7 of cups, 7 of chalices. Honey, you got decisions to make. You got stuff in front of you. You have things to choose from. And let's talk about that, right? You have a couple different options in front of you, and you're thinking, all right, what's going to benefit me most? But let's talk about this. Let's not think about the thing that's going to benefit you most, because benefit's a weird word. Because what does that mean? Benefit you how and where? Instead of saying what's going to benefit me most, let's think about it like, what is going to fulfill my need the most? What do you need in this moment? Do you need emotional freedom? Do you need a spiritual elevation? Do you need a new foundation? Do you need new people in your life? Like, what is it that you're looking for? You know what I mean? Do you need a new challenge? Choices, if there are any Drag Race fans, choices. But what I'm saying is, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because you're not getting to the decision-making process because you're all holed up on the thing you've already dealt with. Why are you doing that? That doesn't make sense. Take it from Tipsy, take it from Will. You can let go and move on. and you can start making new decisions. You can face your new challenges. You can start sipping from new cups. And I'm gonna recommend that too. Let's talk about that. You got 7 cups in front of you. Do not make a hasty decision, you know? Really think about what it is you need, you know? Or maybe, let's be honest, maybe some of you are in a situation where you feel comfortable getting what you want. You're like, oh, I want that. Then go after it, babe. That's okay. That's on you, period. 7 of Cups, start making decisions. Let go of the things you've already dealt with. Be proud of yourself so you can move forward. Start, you know, take that strength, that new me wiping the sweat. Whew, channeling is hard work, okay? Take that new strength you have found, that strength that you've conjured lately, and use it in your decision making. Move forward, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that too is because 8 of Cups. You know what I'm saying? We have something to walk away from. And what I have a feeling that is talking about, for whoever this is for, right? You're walking away from whatever it is these choices are. You know what I'm saying? 7 into 8. How, that's just beautiful. You know what I mean? Just that clear lineage. The minute you make this decision, it's gonna be okay to leave the rest behind. And you're leaving a celebration, you're leaving fireworks in the sky. That's something we've never seen, right? We had that new perspective of 8 of Cups. You're walking away from things, you're walking away from a big high because you're starting your next journey. Life is cyclical, remember, right? We have our highs, we gotta start back down so we can keep moving, okay? And you're allowed to move on from these things. You know what I mean? From whatever other cups you decide are not gonna serve you or fulfill the benefit or the need that you have, it's okay. You don't have to drink from every cup at once. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't, you know? As a matter of fact, if you're thinking, oh, why drink from one cup if I can drink from more than one? Don't get greedy, hun. Okay? We don't want that energy. No. You're gonna weigh yourself down. You're gonna get overwhelmed. You're not gonna be able to handle that. This is a clear indication. You need to be able to say, okay, I have some stuff I need to leave behind. I have some decisions to make. Gotta stop holding on to things that I've already handled. And I gotta move on. This is a big moving on, sis. This is a big moving on. All right, and then your final card, Knight of Swords. Let's talk about that, okay? Knight of Swords. We are talking about challenges. When we're talking swords, we're talking about moving towards something. This is telling me, and this is just what's up, right? You're gonna have to go head first into whatever it is you choose. You're gonna have to kind of rush into it. And that's okay, because you're ready, you're prepared. That's why you're not making a decision yet. Let's talk about that. You haven't made a decision yet because I feel like you know that you're gonna have to go head first. You're gonna have things to face. You're gonna have people that are gonna challenge you when you make your decision. That's okay. You wanna know why? Because you're prepared. If you don't think you've learned enough from this recent situation, the recent strength you've mustered and come up with, you are. This is your permission from Tipsy, from me, Will. This is me saying you are prepared to go take on your challenges. You take up your sword, drink from your cup, move forward, get on that horse and get going. Rush into that fire. Be your own hero, okay? Because you already are. Stop pretending. Stop pretending. You're not giving yourself enough credit. And we're not doing that this Libra season. Do you hear me? Okay, let's channel for one more. Let's just get one more. Source, Spirit, God, Creator, Universe. What needs to be brought to light? Who is watching this and needs a message? What does one of these beautiful, or hopefully multiple of these beautiful humans need to hear? Give us... Ooh, I about spilled the whole deck. That would have been... What's going on with you, babe? You know what I mean? All right, let's see if we get one or two more. What message needs to be brought to light? Oh, what does they need to hear? Ooh, I'm sweating just from shuffling. That's that LA weather. That's the desert. I live in a desert. And it's just hot in my room. Period. Two more. Alrighty. Another potent. Okay. What's going on? Where are we? What are we feeling? Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. Let's talk about it. I'm getting love, I'm getting relationship, I'm getting interpersonal connection from this. Let's talk about why. First and foremost, we have Sun in reverse. Now that is supposed to be about, you are feeling joyful and jovial and new. You're feeling refreshed, positive energy, childlike energy, and that's good. And babe, I love that for you. I love that for you. But I'm worried you're getting a little distracted by this Knave of Chalices. And the reason I say that is because this is also in reverse. I feel like you're running into a situation where you're becoming really emotionally involved with somebody, but you're not thinking about it thoroughly. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm getting from that. Who have you met recently? And it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be platonic. And the reason I say this is the reverse stands out to me, Like, let's talk about that. Who stepped into your life recently, or what relationship have you started putting a lot of energy towards? Is there a place where you're putting a lot more of your time? Is somebody taking up space in your brain without paying rent? Let's talk about that for a minute, because they shouldn't be. As a matter of fact, I have the suspicion, I have the proof right in front of me. There's somebody taking up your time, and I'm just afraid, babe. I'm afraid that it's not fulfilling you enough, or it's not fulfilling you mutually, okay? And that's not to say that this relationship has to end, right? But I want you to think about what you're putting in and what you're receiving. Is it mutual? Is it symbiotic? Like, let's talk about that. Like, who is this person? Who has entered your life? It could be a coworker, it could be a sibling that you've been getting closer to, or, a family member that you've rekindled that relationship with. I'm feeling that for some of you as well. I'm getting female energy, so I'm feeling really intense emotional connection. So for me, I'm primarily thinking deep friendship or perhaps romantic, but it could be familial. Y'all like my hair just flipping around? You're welcome. You're getting me pure. You're getting me in my, purest form. And let's talk about why I want you to really think through before you keep moving forward with this person. And the reason I say that is because, honey, we've got 3 of Swords. We're talking challenges of the heart. We're talking things really coming and affecting you. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. Because we're just gonna be honest. Look, Tipsy, me, Will, I went through a breakup a couple months ago, and I'm still healing from it, right? And I'm even learning. Spirit's calling me out right now. Source God Creator said, this is for you too. Because you can't just rush in. You can't force something to happen with someone new. Otherwise, you're gonna get hurt, right? Because you're gonna set such a high expectation for something that hasn't been given time to develop, Think about that. Are you going 0 to 100? When really maybe you should only be at 10, maybe 20. I just don't think you should be at 100 with this person yet. I'm saying take time, because this could work. It's not to say it's not gonna. What I want to say is, and what I'm feeling is, it's not gonna work if you're rushing into it, because right now it's feeling really pure and it's feeling really good. Just don't overstep. Don't rush. Don't let that horse get into high gear, right? That horse you're riding on in Sun, I know it's in reverse. Here, I'll flip it over for you to see, though. Take your time. There's no rush, and I know it's exciting. It's that Sun energy. It's so exciting, but I'm just worried if you're not creating a strong enough foundation, if you're getting caught up in those bubbles without really making it work, you're gonna have some ache on your heart. You're gonna feel overwhelmed by it, babe. You are going to have too many challenges. And here's what I'm going to say. 10 of Swords and what I'm getting from this in this connection, right? It's not the relationship per se, right? But do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Do you have all the resources? Do you have all your eggs in a basket? Are you carrying too many swords right now? Is this the one more that's going to hit you hard and they're all going to fall and they're all going to stab you in the back? This isn't a death. This isn't a scary end. This is preemptive, right? This is like, if this is hitting with you, I'm just asking you, really think like, ooh, are things going a little too fast? Should I take a step back? Should I just conserve my energy a little bit? Save it for me. Don't spend it all on somebody new, because I need it too for myself. I need the self-care. Otherwise, baby, you're going to be feeling overwhelmed. And you see, in this card, in that perspective, someone's watching on. There was somebody who watched all these things happen, but you have to go through it by yourself, babe. You gotta deal with it. I just don't want you to rush. I just don't want you to rush because I want what's best for you. I want you to be happy. You know, whoever you're putting energy into, they want you to be happy too. I don't believe that this is malicious. This is not to say this relationship is to fail. This is me saying, slow down, grab the wall, you know, wiggle like you're gonna make your day go. I can't say that. The lyrics came in my head, but I said, no, we're trying to be friendly to all audiences. But you know what I'm saying? Just take a second and breathe. And think, am I putting way too much in this and am I gearing up to get myself hurt? Not because this is a bad person, but because you're rushing. You're not thinking things through. You're not creating a strong foundation with this person. Do you even know their favorite color? You know, like stop and ask, what is their last name? Do you know more than their Insta handle? How did you meet? You know? Really just be weary of not rushing into some new relationship without creating a strong enough foundation. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm seeing for you, babe. And I'm seeing it for myself too. I'm feeling it. I'm sweating. I'm getting it. You know, it's because I know that this is relevant for me too. I'm even getting called out by this reading and I wanted to channel this for a different beautiful human. But the truth is, relevant. It's hitting. It's hitting. It is hitting. All right, we're gonna do one more card to leave on. This is an advice card for everyone. This is just an advice card for everyone. If you enjoyed all of those, you know, it's potential. There's potential that you resonated with a little piece from all three of those. If you watched all three, that's possible. And let me know in the comments, like what resonated? What are you feeling? You know, what was relevant? What are you taking with you? Okay. Ace of Pentacles, let's talk about that. Ace of Coins, honey, things are coming. Things are coming. Stop ignoring the opportunities in front of you. Stop worrying, you know? Take a second to be like, you know what? Good things are coming, you know? And I'm gonna find security. It's gonna be a journey, but it's about to come. Be on the lookout for those opportunities, for those resources, for those people, for those things that are about to come into your life and say, hey, knock knock, like, you want in? You want in on this energy? Do you want this new divine inspired opportunity? It's being handed to you by Source Guide Creator, honey. The universe is saying, here you go. All right, and that's my advice. Okay, and that's the reading I'm getting. So thank you for tuning in to my first Instagram reading for all you beautiful humans. If you haven't already, please also look at the Tipsy Tarot Podcast YouTube channel. I have only uploaded my podcast episodes, some with video, some without, just depending on how the technology decides to work that day. But I am planning on doing more exclusive content just for YouTube. Let them be pick-a cards or deck reviews or things like that. So I'm really looking at expanding that platform. So if you haven't joined the beautiful humans over on that channel, I would appreciate it. Click subscribe, like the videos, leave a comment. Tell me, hey, let's be friends. And if you're interested in being on my podcast and getting read, if you like me and my energy, like, hey, let's hang. You know, book me for a reading. Let's have a session. Let's get you healed. Let's get you balanced. What do you need? I'm here for you. Okay? So thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, all right? Thank you. Mwah.